Taxes due in 10 days, but TGIF. I'm Darren, and this is 3 things you need to know for Friday, April the 5th. A bill is being proposed in California that makes it legal to ignore the boss when you are off work. Emails, calls, texts, etc. are all included. This is modeled as a right to disconnect law. If the boss ignores the law, a fine will be imposed. Wonder what the next yearly review, if they make it that long, will look like, though. It is called the Inflation Reduction Act when maybe it should have been called the New Green Deal. Even as ESG and EVs have gotten huge pushback, the administration pushes their climate agenda forward with our tax dollars. This time it's $20 billion to finance clean energy projects. We'd love to see itemized receipts and audit trails, please. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is in China for the next 4 days to meet with officials. The subjects they're discussing are industrial overcapacity, unfair trade practices, drug trafficking, and fraud. Wonder if any off-the-book talks are being had, too. Trade while you're sleeping across time zones with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Sign up today at arbitragetrade.com. Arbitrage Trade is your trusted source for business, finance, and tech info.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Contractor, contracts, read all about it. Royce writes, when remodeling your home or undertaking any significant construction project, selecting the right contractor and ensuring a solid contract are paramount to the success and satisfaction with your project. Here are some key aspects to consider. For the contractor, license and insurance. Ensure the contractor is licensed to perform the work in your area and carries both liability and workers' compensation insurance. This protects you in the case of accidents or damage. Look for a contractor with extensive experience, particularly in the type of remodeling project you're undertaking. Specialization in certain areas like kitchens, bathrooms, historical restorations can also be a significant advantage. Ask for and check references from clients. A reputable contractor should also have a portfolio of completed projects. This can help you gauge the quality of their work and their expertise in projects similar to yours. Effective communication is crucial. Pay attention to how promptly and professionally the contractor responds to your inquiries. This may be indicative of their project management skills and how they'll handle issues that may arise during the project. A financially stable contractor is less likely to run into issues that could delay your project. It may be appropriate to ask how they manage project finances and where they have a history of completing projects on budget. The contractor should be familiar with local building codes and permit requirements. They should also ensure that all work is compliant and that the necessary permits are obtained. And for the contract should clearly outline the work to be done, materials to be used, timelines, and the sequence of construction activities. Contractors that do not separate each line item into a price should be avoided at all costs. Each task to be performed should be explained thoroughly and have its own price and paragraph with description of work. This clarity helps prevent misunderstandings and disputes. Payment terms should be clearly defined, including down payment, progress payments, and final payment upon completion. Be wary of contractors who demand a significant portion on the payment up front. The contract should specify how changes to the scope of work will be handled, including the process for approving changes and how they will affect the budget and timeline. Additional upgrades should not be included in the scope of work and should appear at the end of the contract as an addendum along with pricing. Look for information on warranties for materials and workmanship. A good contract will outline what is covered and for how long. The contract should have a clause outlining the process for resolving disputes, whether through mediation, arbitration, or litigation. Before signing the contract, make sure you agree with all the terms and conditions found in the dispute resolution process and termination clause. There should be a clear termination clause that outlines the conditions under which either party can terminate the contract, including what happens with partially completed work. When deciding what is and what is not in the scope of work, make sure you initial what you want done in the full quote to ensure that you are getting what they want you to pay for. And lastly, some do's and don'ts. Do listen and observe as much as possible when working with a contractor, and don't let them upsell you on the optional upgrades. Don't enter into multiple contracts with the same contractor until the previous contract has been completed. Choosing the right contractor and having a well-drafted contract can significantly affect the outcome and satisfaction of your remodeling project. It's worth taking the time to do your research and ensure everything is in order before work begins. Stop watching, start living using Pips, our AI bot. Go to arbitragetrade.com and check out Arbitrage Trade Assist.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Pip's pick of the day, and it's Fall Down Friday. Arbitrage algorithms have detected a possible downtrend for Arthur J. Gallagher and Company. That's AJG, and they're headquartered in Illinois. Provision of insurance brokerage, reinsurance brokerage, consulting, and third-party claim settlement and administration services is what they do. Current price is at $240.30, 52-week high of $256.10, and 52-week low of $194.77. Remember, we are not financial advisors. We provide a service. Please do your own research. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is a privately held research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the contents of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to function as investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC, please visit arbitragetrade.com.